Welcome back to another edition of More to Live For, the Voice of the North. Thank you for joining me. Shout out to my subscribers, man. I appreciate all the support from coast to coast, man. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. It won't cost nothing. If you already subscribed and you ain't getting this good content, make sure you hit that notification bell, man, so you catch these videos soon I drop. But let's get right into it. I got a special one for you, man. As many of my followers know, I do a lot of in-depth research, with North Carolina Department of Corrections. But, I've been giving everybody the male perspective. So, with this particular project, I'm going to be able to give you guys the female perspective. So, got a special guest with me. And, she's going to help us, dive into it and talk about what it was like. How you doing?
What's going on? What's going on?
I can't call it, man. I can't call it. I definitely appreciate you for doing this. If you can, introduce yourself to my viewers.
All right. I'm Tanisha Staten. They call me T out here in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know me as T. You know what I'm saying? Straight out of Winterville into Greenville.
Right. That's what's up. So yeah, man. So like, I've been knowing you for a while, man, and I think this project is definitely definitely genuine, like I said, informative, because like there's a lot of stuff that I didn't necessarily know, not necessarily about you, but like as far as like with this particular subject at hand. So the fact that you can give me some insight, I think that's pretty cool. And like I said, this is a conversation that we never had. So
Right.
so if you could, man, like take us on from the beginning, man. Like if you cool with we're more like comfortable with talking about like the type of charge that you had that led you to incarceration.
Already. So let's start. Mm. First time I got locked up 2 weeks before my 18th birthday. Me and my little
Mm,
cousin coming from New York. He knew all about it. I was new to it, but I was following his lead.
right.
Got hit with a couple of trafficking charges, couple firearm charges. I was under a $325,000 bond. I was in Pitt County Detention Center. This was in '98. I was in Pitt County Detention Center for a year,
Right.
just sitting,
Mm,
just
PCDs.
sitting, just sitting.
Oh
Pitt
man.
County Detention Center is nothing like prison. I was locked up in Pasaka Tank Women's Facility back in 2005. That's when I really learned what like prison was. It was nothing compared to county jail, sitting in no hole. Like
Right.
it's women in there that's done shit.
I heard
That
that.
was
I heard that.
that was really smaller than what I did. I was scared.
I heard that. So look, so let me back up for a little bit. So for your for the crime that you had, like once you once, like you said, you end up going to prison. So like once you knew that you were going to prison, like like was it any type of plea that you took? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
did you know
yeah,
like
I
the
took
amount
a
of time
plea.
going in?
I took a plea. They reduced my charges, and I took a plea.
Okay. So let me ask you this. So entering prison, like what was the sentence that you were entering prison with?
The sentence that they end up giving me to go to prison was aiding and abetting a fugitive, harboring a fugitive.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's the exact charge. So I definitely
Right.
appreciate that. But how much time like were you facing? Like were you
3 years. Three
okay.
years. Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry for not putting my wording together better. But like I said, man, we homies and this is a conversation that we never had.
Already.
So it's raw and genuine, man. So
Already. It is. It is.
definitely shout out to you for doing this. So So this one thing that I asked a lot of my guests before, and this definitely from the male perspective, but I'm pretty sure it's the same, from the female perspective as well. So like once you knew that you were going to prison, that you knew that you already like you already signed it away, you knew
Right.
what the deal was, what the bid was, like how was it? Because like from everybody that I talked to, it still was like a whole different experience. Like just like from leaving the courtroom or leaving PCDC and getting on that
Right.
bus and like and knowing that you headed to prison.
Emptiness.
Mm,
I mean, straight emptiness. You leaving behind your loved ones. You leaving freedom. You get behind them walls. There's something totally different. You got to wake up when they tell you to wake up. You got to go to sleep when they tell you to go to sleep. I mean, you got to think about that's what's going through your head on your way in. Like all the different how your shit is just about to change. Your life is about to change. It's really not yours no more. They in control of it.
right,
You sleep, eat when they tell you to. I mean, that's just the real of the situation. I was just scared, feeling empty, like ready at that time to make a change, to stop doing dumb things and being a follower and not a leader. Because that's what got me getting into trouble and going to jail and prison. Not
right,
being a leader, being a follower, going behind what other people were doing, just because that was the clique that I was with at the time. So to leave all that behind, it just makes you feel empty. Now
right,
you're going around a whole nother environment of people that you never really been around. You think you've been around, but they already been in there.
right.
They
So
already been there. You just getting there.
not to cut you off, but I definitely got to ask. So how was that first day? Like, like you said, you got all these feelings going through your head. Like you seeing these people that been here,
For
and then
me,
here you
for
go.
me, it was terrifying. For me, it was terrifying. I knew no one. I'm in a whole nother county. I ain't know nobody there. At least when you in county, you know somebody. I'm in a prison now, so I don't know anybody. Now I
Right,
got to, fill everybody out, find out where I'm at, what my environment truly is. You know what I'm saying now? I was terrified. I cried the whole night.
man. I can definitely understand that, man. Like, and so this particular prison that you were at, like you said, this was like the one in Raleigh, because I can't remember like exactly how
No, this
many.
was it's out right before you get to Virginia.
Okay.
Right before you get to Virginia, sat on a lake out in the woods. It was like
Oh
a
man.
like a campground.
Right. Okay. So let me ask you this, and this just gotta go into the whole incarceration experience, as a female.
Right.
So I've definitely heard that like in PCDC, like to my understanding, like the whole female side, it's more so like they really lock down 23 and one, like it's really no general population, like as
Oh
far as
no,
like
no,
the
none
female side
whatsoever.
of PCDC. Wow. So like once you got to prison, like I'm assuming, like were you in like a dormitory setting or was it like cell living?
It was like a cell. It well in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a dormitory, like a little like camp.
Okay.
It was like camp.
So
It,
it
it was
definitely
actually
was.
set up like camp, like what we caught if we fished. That's the fish that we ate at night.
Oh
They
man.
had they had chickens, cows. Like those were our chores to get up and do every morning. Milk the cows, clean the farm up, get the eggs from out the hen house. Like that's what we fed off of.
Damn. So from what you telling me now, like I said, all this is new to me. Like this really do sound like one of them situations that Brittany Griner was in. You know what I mean? Like with the place that they were sending her to. Like I
Right.
didn't know that that North Carolina prison were doing anything like that. Now I've heard that
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Louisiana and Mississippi, do things like that, but I didn't know. I didn't know
They
North.
also have a men's facility in I want to say outside of Norfolk, Chesapeake, Norfolk, a men's facility that's like that. They
Wow,
eat up basically the land, you know.
yeah, that's like the movie Life. To keep it real,
Right, right.
wow.
Yeah.
So
And you got to think about it. This is like what, early 2000s.
right. So okay, so I definitely kind of want to shift in this area. Like you definitely told me, like how it was, like not necessarily your first time being locked up, but like that you on to the big house or whatever. So
Right.
like I've definitely heard that like the violence in a women's prison and in a female side of a jail period. Like I definitely heard that it's there, and it's like people like make light of it, but like it's really some women in there like for doing violent things and still doing
Silent things, like for real. That's
things. So
real. And they
so I
take it lightly because we are women. That's
right.
why you don't hear about it because we are women.
Very true, very true. So, so during your time, like, and you just in the the beginning of filling out, people or whatever. So, like, did you run across anybody that that did that was in there for something that you like? Damn, you really don't look like you in here that you could be in here for that, and you know what I mean?
Right,
Any,
right, right,
I guess
right.
what I'm trying to say, like anybody that they personality or their whole physical appearance didn't fit their crime.
Fit their crime. Yeah, it was a few in there, a few housewives that were in there that attempted to kill their kids because they were going through postpartum. When I was locked up in Pitt County, I was locked up with the lady at the time that had put her newborn in the microwave and killed her newborn. And when her husband came home, she fed the newborn to her husband, and he later ended up committing suicide from the whole tragedy of losing his kid. I was locked up with her in Pitt County.
Damn,
I
damn,
mean, it's
man. I didn't mean to cut you off. I definitely didn't mean to
oh
cut
no,
you off.
you're fine, you fine.
So wow, man. But, okay, so yeah, that's I appreciate you for sharing that. I definitely appreciate you for sharing that. So so in your time, like definitely prison, because like we laid out, PCDC really ain't no population, so I really don't know
Right,
like
right.
if you had any encounters or anything like that. But like, do you see any like violence, like once you got to prison or whatever? Like, I definitely
Oh yeah,
know
oh
it's
yeah.
fights everywhere, but
Over
like
the
as far as
same,
like
excuse me,
my
but oh
fault,
yeah, over the same thing that the guys would fight over: card game, disrespecting areas. I mean, it's the same. The only difference is we're women. It's the same.
right?
I mean, you got women that are bloods, you got women in there that crips. I mean, they it's the same, just women.
Definitely understand that, man. So speaking of women, like I'm not sure if you were already a mother by then, but like if you were like was it well, first of all, were you? I'm not sure before I go on.
I was. My
Okay.
daughter was about 3.
Okay. All right. So I guess that's what I'm leading to. Like how hard was it for you as a woman and as more importantly as a mother, you know what I mean? Well, as a woman is important
Right.
and as a mother, they hand in hand. But like how hard was that for for
It was
you going through
extremely
that?
hard. That was the hardest part about it. Knowing that I was leaving my daughter and the situation I was already leaving as far as in babysitters and somebody to watch her while I worked. Now I had to worry about who was going to watch her and make those decisions while I'm locked up.
Right.
So the But in order to make it easier, I couldn't think about her like that. I couldn't think about what she was doing or what was going on with her, because it would have made it even harder for me to know that every day I got to wake up without seeing her.
Right.
So it was extremely hard. And it was even harder to have her come see me. I think she came and saw me twice, and after the second time I told my sister and my mama, don't bring her back,
Right.
because
Yeah.
that made it even harder. And she wants to know why mommy can't leave with me. She's
Right.
3, she don't understand that.
Thank
So
you for
that's
sharing that, man. Definitely, man. I can definitely I definitely can understand that, man. Thank you for sharing that to my viewers, man. Yeah, that's deep, man, because yeah, because kids gonna want to know, man, especially at that age. And
right.
now this definitely something that I kind of not necessarily want to find out a stigma or put an end to a stigma or anything, but like I definitely know in the male facilities, when it comes to the visiting rooms, the visiting rooms are flooded with their significant other, what I mean, girlfriends, wives, kids, mothers, or aunts or family members like that. But I've heard, like, when it comes to these women's prisons, like the visitation rooms, like they don't get the same love, like, as far as visits from their significant other.
Well, when I was in prison, the visitation room was like a lunch room
Right.
with about 6 round tables in there.
Okay.
Right. And then it depended upon what season. It was around like springtime, so they had benches outside. We used to could go and sit out on the benches outside.
Okay. All right. I think I ran across a picture like that too when I was looking up stuff. Okay. But like I said, they definitely say, like, basically in a nutshell, like, you know, when it comes to holding each other down, like,
Right.
the females, once they get incarcerated, they don't get the same, what I mean, love that, as it would be if they was in the same relationship and the same, the same situation. The man got sent away, they would be there for
Right.
him more so than he would be there for her. Like, I definitely heard that about different females being incarcerated. So I definitely appreciate you for doing this, man. I definitely think this been informative. I wanted to give my viewers just a little more insight to North Carolina Department of
Right.
Corrections, and to be able to to have somebody to give us a female's perspective, because it's quite a few female prisons in North Carolina. It's a big state, so
It is.
I just want my viewers to understand. And and before we get out of here, man, definitely before we get out of here, me personally, I definitely want to say, you may have been, X, Y, and Z then, but I definitely think, you're a stand-up individual, stand-up individual, good mother, and stand-up individual, good citizen, the whole nine. So
I
you may have,
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
for sure, you definitely somebody that that I look at, with a good eye. You know what I mean? I put you up there
Right.
with a lot of other people. You know what I mean? So it's no secret that people cling to you the way they do for a reason. You know what I mean? So that
Right.
definitely says something
Right.
about you and your leadership skills and abilities. So shout out to you, man. Keep
Appreciate that.
winning. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I
You too, my
appreciate you.
brother. You too. Keep it up. Keep it up. I'm proud of you, yo.
For sure, man. I appreciate all the support along the way too.
Already.
So I'm gonna let you get up out of here, man. I definitely appreciate you for doing this.
Already. All right. Now appreciate you.
For real, for real. We're gonna get ready to wrap things up. It's been another edition of More to Live For. I'm the voice of the North. It's been an insight on the female incarceration experience. I'm the voice of the North once again. Why settle for less? My last name Moore. We out. There we go.